Hello, my friends. It's Nick, the ASMR nerd, and welcome to another episode of Relaxing Reviews. Now, I like headphones personally. In fact, I really like these headphones that I've got on right now, the Audio-Technica ATH M50X. I've used them for a while now for everything, basically from gaming to monitoring while I'm recording to critical listening and editing my ASMR videos that you guys watch. But headphones aren't the perfect tool for every job or every person. Sometimes you want something a little sleeker, a little more svelte, a little less obtrusive and bulky. Sometimes you just want to be able to let your hair down, and not have a giant pair of cans sitting on your head or sitting over your ears. And that's where IEMs come in-ear monitors. So this is a fancy name for the type of earbuds that you might be familiar with that go into your ear canal rather than just sitting in the outside part of the ear. And so I do obviously a lot of video recording where I'm monitoring my audio and a lot of live streaming over at twitch.tv/the ASMR Nerd, where you can join me on Thursdays and Sundays around 8 p.m. Pacific for some awesome gaming live streams. And when I'm doing that, I would like to have something that lets me look a little more natural, have my hair down like this, and not have to muck around with big, bulky headphones. And so I've actually been keeping an eye out for a good pair of IEMs for quite some time. And when IKKO Audio, that's IKKO, IKKO, reached out to me a little while ago and asked if I'd like to check out their OH10 IEMs, I said, yeah, absolutely. Let's check them out. We'll make a review out of it. So that's what we're looking at here today. Now, the pitch with the IKKO OH10 is that they are premium quality, made with premium materials at a mid-range price point. And the spec list certainly seems to back that up. They have dual titanium drivers with a Knowles 33518 balanced armature driver providing the treble, and a 10mm dynamic titanium driver providing the bass. The housings themselves are made out of copper, solid copper, coated on the outside with titanium for a premium and scratch-resistant look and feel, and on the inside with platinum, which evidently provides the best resonant qualities and reduces internal harmonic resonance. And like many IEMs these days, they also come with detachable cables, which is a great feature. So I'm really keen to take a look at these things. Not only do they sound good on the spec sheet, but I also have to give them props for the beautiful design of their box, if you're into, the sort of anime aesthetic that they've got going on here, at least. But the whole package looks very premium with this eye-catching design. But you know what else has eye-catching designs on the front? I bet you do. I bet you have some idea. That's right. It's our video's sponsor, Into the AM. Into the AM are purveyors of everyday elevated apparel. Clothing that looks awesome, that feels great, and is super easy to take care of as well. Clothing like this t-shirt right here. This is their Tree of Life design. It's one of the first ones that they sent me to check out, and it remains one of my favorite Into the AM designs. And all of Into the AM's designs are exclusively licensed, which means that you're not going to find this design anywhere else except on their website, along with all of their other holographic tees, including a handful of new ones that they introduced over this past month. They're always introducing new designs, and the latest ones look really rad. I especially like the Life Cycle tee, which is kind of a callback actually to this design. Similar kind of look to it, and I really enjoy that aesthetic. But they've also got some other really fun, kind of spacey, psychedelic ones as well, and all kinds of other designs that you can check out on their website. There's a link down in the video description and pinned in the top level comment where you can click on through, browse their wares, and save 10% off your entire purchase. And if you use that link, a portion of your purchase also comes back to support me and the channel here, which of course I appreciate a ton, you guys. It means a lot to me when you do that. And thank you for the support of all of you who have purchased through that affiliate link over the past number of months. It all adds up, and I really appreciate it. And hopefully the savings have added up for you as well. I'm happy to keep working with these guys because I keep hearing good stuff from you guys. When you order t-shirts and things from them, you let me know that you like the quality, you love the designs, and because I love them too. I literally wear these almost every day. They just feel great. They look great. They are fantastic shirts. So please head on down into the video description, click through on that link, and take a look at the dozens and dozens of designs that Into the AM has for you, including the new ones they've rolled out over the past month or so, and save 10% with that affiliate code. It's that easy. It's that easy. All right, so big thanks to Into the AM for sponsoring today's video. And now we're going to carry on with the review of the IKKO OH10. So IKKO Audio, of course, very kindly sent over these OH10s for us to take a look at here today. That's exactly what we're going to do. These buds, or I should call them IEMs, I guess, retail for nominally $200 US, but in practice, they seem to be pretty much always on for about 160, and I've seen them down as low as about 125. So that's the price range we're talking about here, and that's how I'll be evaluating them. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the IKKO OH10 IEMs. All right, let's take a closer look at these IEMs. So the box comes with this waifu character on the front, IKKO Audio branding along the top and bottom edges. We've got a very cute couple of little foxes going on here, actually. They're really cute. Look at that right there, one there. They're enjoying the music. There's little music notes all around. It does identify the series here, Obsidian series, hybrid in-ear monitor, copper cavity, one of the standout features, comfortable to wear, one should hope, and dynamic sound. We shall see about all those. Interestingly, it does not identify the actual model on the front. Hopefully it does somewhere else. Also, I'm not sure what she's supposed to be having yeeted at her here. Is that supposed to be the earbuds? Looks like a fried egg or something. Anyway, she's like floating in outer space on chunks of obsidian. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not unattractive packaging. No, she's already got the earbuds in. Never mind, she's listening on her phone. Look, you can see. I'm not sure what she's supposed to be getting tossed here. Nice little golden seal, IKKO design. IKKO design on the bottom there. That looks nice. little image of the IEMs on a piano in black and white. It looks very classy on that side. Here we go. Good. On this side, it tells us Obsidian OH10, so that's the model, with dual driver design. The Knowles 33518 balanced armature driver for higher frequencies, and a 10mm titanium polymer dynamic driver for those plump lower frequencies. Quite low impedance. It claims 20 to 40 kilohertz frequency response. That's probably BS. The 40 kilohertz, honestly, it doesn't matter anyway, because people can't really hear above 20. But some people like to think that there's extra information that they're picking up or something. Their super hypersensitive ears are picking up airy frequencies above 20 kilohertz, but unlikely. Anyway, these guys claim, take it with a grain of salt, a very extended frequency response. The low impedance means that pretty much anything can drive these comfortably. You should be able to plug these into your smartphone just fine. 3.5mm headphone jack and 1.2mm cord length. Removable cord. It doesn't say so here, but I believe it is a removable cord. So you could replace it with something longer or different if you wanted. Got some barcodes over there. Nothing on the top here. On the back, we've got a glossy picture of the housings here. Otherwise, it's a matte kind of look. We've got a handful of different languages here. English, French, Korean, Spanish probably, Chinese. I have 2 different kinds. Russian, it looks like, German. So this is clearly a package for the international market. Little IKKO seal here. Oh, that's probably why there's foxes on the front, because IKKO's logo is a cute little fox. Bonus points for cute foxes, Some QR codes. IKKO Technology Co. gives a location, made in China. Naturally. It says here, ergonomic design, super adorn experience. Okay. Purity copper cavity. Configured with iron ring structure. Voice innervation and exquisite. Okay, so this is some very poor machine translation, probably. Not very well localized for English, at least. Skin intimity and resin surface coating. Okay. Ability to upgrade 0.78 double needles design. Okay, so let's try and translate what they're saying here. Ergonomic design, they look fancy. The copper cavity is the cases are made of copper that's designed to reduce harmonic resonance, apparently. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But they're coated with a thin skin of titanium, which is intended to make them durable, scratch resistant, and such. And then the interior is apparently, according to the marketing on their website, take it with a grain of salt, but evidently coated with a thin layer of platinum. And that's supposed to affect the sound characteristics as well, positively, somehow. Again, I have no idea if that's true. It sounds like a bunch of marketing BS to me, but sure, why not? Copper cavities, platinum on the inside, titanium on the outside. I don't know what the iron ring structure they're talking about is. No idea whatsoever. Skin intimity and resin surface coating. I think that's that titanium coating on the outside. And then this double needles design, which sounds very intimidating, is referring to the removable cable. It uses a 2-pin design and could be replaced. That's the upgrade part. Okay, now that we've translated the poorly translated English, let's see what's inside. Now, how do we open this thing? What's going on here? Does it just kind of fall out? Or what? Ah. Oh. Okay. Nope, that's all one piece, I think. Oh, maybe not. Ah, okay. Knew there had to be some way. We have this black and gold aesthetic carrying on. Textured interior box once we've removed that sleeve. Honestly, it feels kind of nice. Eco branding. Nothing else going on here. It's just a sleeve, basically. Nothing on the back. It looks kind of like a book. It's presented like a little book. This is a magnetic closure. It's nice. Well, that's some nice presentation. Color me impressed. Okay, so we are greeted with this book style package. Our 2 IEMs situated here in some nice, dense, protective foam. Not going to get damaged. There's a lot of padding around them here. We've got a little IKKO pin in between them there, in case you want to, I don't know, pin it to your lapel. I'm really not sure. That's funny, but why not? It is, once again, a cute little fox, and like I said, that's worth bonus points, so yeah. We'll pull the IEMs out in a second, but we also have a little faux leather wallet kind of thing here, pouch with a stitched edging and some kind of information here in an envelope. IKKO stamped. Oh, there's that box again. So cute. Adorbs. Aw, I don't know what this is, but it's a little card with our little fox friend and a bunch more like anime ladies on it. And the customer service card, of course. Thank you for purchasing IKKO products. As a reliable brand, we always strive to provide customers with satisfactory products and services, so we hope that your shopping experience will also feel the same. Your complete satisfaction is our greatest pursuit. If you find any damage or dissatisfaction after receiving the product, you are welcome to contact us at the first time and contact us for your service. Contact us, all one word. We'll provide you with satisfactory service. Warranty regulations covered by a 1-year free warranty with some conditions. But that's basically what you would expect by the looks of it. There's their email. There's the information that you can fill in on your warranty card if you like. A couple of social media QR codes, and that's that. So 1-year warranty is pretty standard for this sort of thing, and how easy it is to actually get warranty support, I do not know. Interestingly, the customer service card seems to be better localized. The translation seems a lot better than what's on the outside of the package, which is a funny thing. You'd think you'd want your packaging to make a good impression, but anyway. got this little pouch, nicely presented. This is probably the cable, I'm betting. Oh, it's kind of like etched with images of the product. This is how it's to be worn. So they're showing you attach, it's kind of hard to see here, but you attach the cables to the IEMs, you attach the tips, and then the cable is to be worn over the top of the ear. That's what it's showing here. As if you're on stage performing, because these are serious business IEMs. And this is, in fact, the cable. Nothing else in there. This is a convincing faux leather. It's kind of nice, actually. And we have the same material, leather material. Actually, it might be a different leather material, but whatever. Has a little cable wrap here. You can see this is the 3.5 millimeter end with a right angle connector. The jack is actually got a little protective cover on it, which is kind of nice. The cable itself is braided and black. And then the business ends are right here. I think we've got aluminum housings on the ends here. And we have that two pin connector on either end. And our little Y split also has a little aluminum barrel on it there. The cable feels pretty soft and pliable. It's got this kind of rubberized coating on it. It honestly doesn't feel super sturdy, but I'm sure it will get the job done. One of the questions will be how much noise is transduced up the cable from motion and such into the IEMs. That we will have to see. The business ends that plug into the monitors themselves are actually coated with this heavier duty transparent coating, presumably to make them sit better over your ears. It kind of gives them this structure. They hold their shape. Okay, all right. Seems nice enough. And then below that, we have an assortment of tips for ears of different sizes. What is this? We have black silicone in 3 sizes, small, medium, large. And we have, looks like white silicone. I don't know if it's just an aesthetic difference or if there's something different about the fit. But they appear to be the same height or depth, I guess you'd say. It honestly just looks like an aesthetic choice. The openings are the same size. So I think that might just be aesthetic. Too bad that they don't come with any like memory foam tips. That would be nice to see in ostensibly high-end IEM like this. But the silicone tips should do just fine for most people. You can also, of course, purchase tips online if you wanted to replace these with something a little more comfortable or with a better seal. We'll see if any of these actually fit my ears. One of my ears is, the ear canal is slightly differently sized than the other, and sometimes I have a hard time getting a good seal in that ear. So we'll have to see. That will be a test. And then, of course, the actual IEMs themselves. They're there's the business end of things. They're pretty weighty, actually. These feel heavier than I would have expected. I feel like these might be a little heavy in the ears, as a matter of fact, but we'll see. This is where the 2-pin cable connects, right there. Overall, I do really like the aesthetic design of these cases. They have this sort of geometric look on this side that looks, geometric, but actually still kind of natural. It almost feels like a piece of stone or something, like obsidian, maybe. Whoa. And they look like they're fully enclosed, except we do have a little vent right here. I presume that's what that is. I don't know if you can see that. For pressure relief. I do not believe these have any microphone or anything like that. There's no inline mic or anything, so that must be what that's for, pressure relief. But they are quite heavy, and I do worry that this very shiny coating is going to just turn into fingerprint city, just covered in smears and such. Once we get some, oils, skin oils and earwax and that kind of stuff on there. Not that my ears are especially gross, but, they do sit in your ears. And ears do have earwax. It's kind of an inevitability. We'll find out, but the overall design is very attractive, kind of gem-like or crystal-like, and they do feel very weighty. So they feel very high quality. Hopefully that's not fatiguing in the ear. Oh, and we do have, actually, I didn't even notice this, but check it out. There we go. A little bit of plastic coating them just to protect them. They look even nicer without it, don't they? Okay, and we'll just pull out the other one just for sake of comparison. Aha, we have color-coded connectors here, it looks like. Red on, I'm not sure which side, black on the other side. I'll have to just see how they fit and figure it out from there, I guess. One will be left, one will be right, of course. Maybe there's a convention. No, these don't want to let go. Unhand me. There. Maybe there's a convention where one color's always left and one's always right. I'm not sure. But they don't seem to have any markings for L or R on them. I actually have another pressure relief hole right there. Can you see? There. It's hard to see with such a shiny surface, but I have a couple of points so that you don't get uncomfortable seal pressure buildup in your ear. Okay. Oh, they sound nice. They feel so weighty, so heavy. And let's just see how they plug in here. So here we have, I thought these would be color-coded because that would be clever, but they don't actually appear to be. Unless this is some color blindness thing. Oh, never mind. This one has a little, I think, hard to see, but I think this one has a little red ring around the outside edge here. Whereas this one has black. Am I making that up? No. No, there's definitely some red on that one. So that must be plugging in here like this. Like so. And this one plugging in like so, I think. So there they are, plugged in and ready to go. So the next step for me is to test these things out. I will be listening to all kinds of different music and media quite extensively, including some ASMR, and attempting to use them for some critical listening as well, editing some of my content with it. So we'll see how they work for that in terms of their level of detail and things like that as well. Then we'll come back and I'll tell you all about my listening and usage experience. So I'm going to get to that. And here we are back again. And in the intervening time there between the cut, I have used these OH10s extensively for all kinds of different listening scenarios, from just listening to music while I work to gaming to monitoring my ASMR video recordings and editing them, to listening to ASMR recreationally, and for monitoring my audio on my Twitch live streams, twitch.tv/theASMRnerd. There's a link down in the video description. Really easy to click through, hit follow, and you'll be alerted the next time I'm streaming. You should come join us. It's a lot of fun. So you might have actually seen me using these on some of the Twitch streams, but needless to say, I've put them through their paces and I have formed some opinions about them. So the first thing we might as well talk about here is fit and finish. These are awesome in their design. They are really premium feeling. You heard me saying when we were unboxing there that I was quite impressed with their weight. That continues. They are very weighty items, and they feel premium in a way that other IEMs I've used have not. I've used like the One More Triple drivers, for example. I've used products from Shure. I've used products from Klipsch, and they've all been very nice, but they've all been aluminum at best. But this solid, weighty copper with the titanium finish just feels and looks like next level. It is really a cut above. Unfortunately, it does pick up fingerprints and oils and such just as readily as I feared it might. And so they do start to look a little smeary after a bit. But, just a microfiber cloth or whatever addresses that pretty well. Unfortunately, the cable, not quite the same story. The cable itself is fine. It works fine, but the individual channels going to each ear, wires, are quite thin, and they get tangled up really, really easily. I think this is probably the worst cable that I have ever encountered in terms of the tangleability, the ease with which it gets tangled. Like, look at it's getting tangled just right now. So I'm just holding them. And the difficulty I have untangling it. That's not so great. But the benefit of the removable cable is, of course, you can very easily just pop this out, just like so. And you can replace the cable if you wish to do so. There's plenty of audiophile grade cables out there that will probably be less irritating to work with than this one. But going back to the earbuds, the IEMs themselves, despite the fact that they're very heavy, they are remarkably comfortable. I was quite surprised, actually. I thought they would fatigue my ears over long periods of time. And I also thought that the fit might be challenging. As I explained in the unboxing, I have slightly differently sized ear canals. One's a little weird, and so getting the right fit can be a real challenge for me. I have not had any issues with these IEMs and their fit. In fact, I just popped them right in And just like that, they fit just about perfectly. They fit snugly, and they feel really good in the ear despite their weight. And the nice snug fit means that they have excellent sound isolation, so they really don't let in much sound from the exterior. I still wouldn't necessarily recommend these for like intense physical activity, like jogging. I think the weight of them might eventually become a problem. You know, they might fall out. And obviously, everyone's ears are different. Some people, they're going to fit great, others maybe not. But for my ears, at least, I was quite impressed with how well they fit and sit in there and just how comfortable they are, how well they stay in there, and how well that sound isolation works. So that's the long and the short of the fit and finish with these. Well, I wouldn't necessarily recommend them for intense physical activity. I think for listening on, say, public transit or something like that, they would do a great job because they do isolate the sound so well. But speaking of the sound, how do they sound? They sound great. They sound really good, but they do not sound anywhere close to neutral. This is not a flat sound signature that the OH10s present. And to be fair, they don't advertise them as being flat or neutral. But I was kind of hoping they might be a bit flatter than they are, just because I was testing them out for, for monitoring, for critical listening and that kind of thing. These are not for that. But that doesn't mean they sound bad, not by a long shot. The OH10s have a super fun, punchy, vivid sound signature. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up, because that might be actually where the OH10s excel the most. The sub bass and bass on these little units is nothing short of astounding for their size. They have incredible richness and power in their bass, but it never gets loose. It stays tight and punchy, and it never overwhelms the higher frequencies either. It sits comfortably underneath everything, very confidently underneath everything, and it provides some boom and thump that I've literally never heard in IEMs before. And it's not overbearing. It's not creating bass or, kind of resonant frequencies where they don't exist in the source material. It's just, it's powerful. They're definitely bass forward, and they sound great with any kind of music that has some rumble and thump in it. Definitely recommended if you like bass in your music listening experience. The mid-tones, not quite so stellar. They're a bit recessed, a bit more recessed than I personally like. They sound just a little too pulled back. You can fix that with an EQ, but by default, these earbuds definitely do pull back the middle frequencies a little bit more than I personally like. When we get into the high mids and the trebles, they are a bit boosted again, which provides great clarity. And in the treble range, we actually do have a really nice detailed sound and clarity all the way right up through to the very highest frequencies, which again sounds excellent. You get some really nice sparkle, especially in poppy tracks that are designed to have that kind of bright ear candy sound. But I will say that some of the treble frequencies do verge a little bit on sounding dry rather than lush, and sometimes the sibilance edges through, and these can sound a bit sharp, a bit harsh. And so you do get a lot of detail, like I said, a lot of clarity, but that can verge onto harshness, depending on the source material and what you're listening to. Going even further beyond into the sort of airy frequencies, these guys have a lot of air up there, actually, which is not something I'm used to on IEMs, and it really actually helps open up the soundstage. These have a pretty remarkably wide soundstage for IEMs, at least in my listening experience. Now, they're never going to quite match over-ear headphones, but they do a pretty darn good job with the placement of sounds and instruments, and it provides for a really pleasant listening experience for stuff that's really mastered in a way that lets you hear the sort of spatial nature of it. So overall, I've been kind of rambling on here, but overall, I think these things sound awesome. They have a really fun, punchy sound signature that works great, especially for pop music, electronic music, hip hop, these kinds of things. I didn't enjoy it quite as much for some of the rock and metal that I listened to. Certainly not bad, but it just didn't pop in quite the same way. And similarly, I felt that classical music was a little bit oddly shaped, and I think that's because of those recessed mids and that very V-shaped sound signature that these IEMs present. So, but still a good listening experience, just not quite what I'm used to. So overall, very fun, very punchy, very rich, especially if you like bass-heavy music. And that's my thoughts on the sound of these little earbuds. I keep calling them earbuds, but they're not. They're IEMs, in-ear monitors. So now that I've rambled at you for a while about my thoughts on these, it's time to run down the pros and the cons of the IKKO OH10s before I give you my final verdict. And of course, we like to start with the pros around here, stuff I liked the most about this product. The first thing is that they have a lovely, refined aesthetic. I think these things look fantastic, whether they're sitting on a desk or in your palm, or whether they're in your ear. I think they don't draw too much attention, but when you do pay them attention, they look lovely and different than anything else I've seen. They have a sort of, well, obsidian or jewel-like appearance to them that I really dig. They also live up to that aesthetic with their build quality and their premium materials. These things feel really good in the hand. They are quite weighty, quite heavy, and I do think that the materials that they have chosen here, the copper, cavities with the platinum inner lining and the titanium outer coating, really do contribute to the feeling of a premium product, but also improve the sound as well when you compare them against, for example, their lower priced siblings, the OH1s. I've not listened to the OH1s, mind you, but from what I understand, the copper cavities really do help with the boosting those bass frequencies and providing that bass richness, which is what really makes these so stand out in the sound department. So the premium materials are a definite pro. The removable cables are very welcome. This is a more common feature these days with these mid-range IEMs. You see it in a number of audiophile-oriented products, but I'm still really glad to see it here, and it certainly does remove one of the major failure points of this kind of product, while also giving you options should you wish to replace the cable. And I do potentially recommend that, just because, as I said, this thing is a little bit chintzy and it does get tangled up quite easily. Another great pro is that despite their weight, their heavy feel and heavy sound, they do in fact fit quite comfortably. Remarkably comfortable, surprisingly comfortable, one might say. Compared to what I expected when I first held them in hand. I can wear these for literally hours. You might have seen me do it again on my Twitch streams. I might stream for 3 or 4 hours. I wear these pretty much the whole time, and they've never bothered me, never become uncomfortable. So props to IKKO for making a very comfortable set of IEMs despite their weight. And the final pair of pros are to do with the sound quality. These things have a fun, punchy, powerful sound signature that really makes a lot of music a joy to listen to. I found myself going through my library just to hear what songs sound like on these things. And that's always a good sign when you just enjoy listening to them. And along with that great fit and great sound signature, we have good sound isolation, which makes these an appropriate choice for wearing in potentially somewhat noisy environments like on public transit or in an office if you want to block out exterior sounds, that kind of thing. Over here on the cons side of things, however, I do have a few things to gripe about. The first is this cable. It doesn't live up to the feeling of quality that the rest of the product exudes. And it just is a bit thin and chintzy, and more than anything, it is just very easily tangled. So you probably want to replace this cable with something a little bit more robust. Also not crazy about the fact that they pick up fingerprints so darn easily. I've tried to show you here. It is hard because it's such a reflective surface, but I'll try one more time here. You can see maybe, oops, they are pretty heavy. They do fall pretty easily. And they're getting tangled again, but oh my gosh. Like I said, you might be able to see they do just look a bit grimy. They are going to get grimy. Easy to clean, but just unfortunately that they pick up fingerprints that way. The third con is, as you just saw, they are heavy. And that, again, lends to their feeling of quality, but also means that if you're doing any intense physical activity, they might not be appropriate. I didn't go jogging with them or running around or anything really intense with them, so I can't say for sure. I do feel like they have a nice firm fit in my ear, but just between their weight and a lot of motion of your head, you might have them fall out. And the final thing that I'm not crazy about with the IKKO OH10s is that their treble verges on harsh sometimes. It's just a bit drier, a bit more sibilant, and a bit sharper than I would like. Something a bit more subdued, a bit more rounded and lush would really complement that rich bass better than the sort of somewhat dry and sibilant presentation here. It's not a deal breaker by any stretch, don't get me wrong. It's not awful. Like, they're certainly quite listenable for long listening sessions without causing undue ear fatigue, but it's just not quite there. It's not quite what I'm looking for, and I do think with a little more tuning they could just sound excellent. So that's all I have to say here, really. So what then is my final verdict on IKKO Audio's OH10 IEMs? Well, when it comes right down to it, they're actually a pretty simple product. They look great, they feel great to wear even for extended periods, and they sound great. As long as you're not looking for a neutral sound signature, because they definitely don't have that. The relatively V-shaped sound signature with the heavy bass and the scooped mids isn't going to be ideal for people doing editing or monitoring for recording or any kind of critical listening where you need an accurate representation of the sound. But it does still sound great, and I think for people looking for a pair of IEMs for casual listening with a punchy, powerful, bass-heavy, just very fun sound signature around the $150 price point, I think the IKKO OH10s offer an excellent option. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another relaxing review. Special thanks to IKKO for sending over the OH10s that I've been listening to for the last while and that we took a closer look at here today. I appreciate them facilitating this review. And a big thank you to this video's sponsor, these guys, Into the AM, with their awesome graphic tees. Guys, you really need to check them out if you haven't. They have so many rad designs, and there is a link down below in the video description and at the top of the comments where you can click through, browse their catalog of exclusive designs, and save 10% on your entire purchase. And if you purchase through that link, a portion of your purchase does come back to support me and the channel, which means a lot to me. So thank you if you choose to do that. It's really a win-win. And of course, extra special thanks to all of you for watching. I hope you found this review informative, and I hope you found it relaxing. And I look very forward to having you back here next time for another episode of relaxing reviews. Bye for now, my friends.